YouTubers, I'm going to read to you this book. I do not own this. Fucking mosquitoes. Oh my god, I've been like being attacked over here like crazy. It's really like me. Okay. I'm gonna start with the HAARP because I just find it really interesting, and if I start you guys out with David Icke and his reptilian theories, you guys might be freaked out. So let's just start with HAARP for a beginner. HAARP is good. Well, it's bad, but it's good. Anyway. Alright. HAARP. The U.S. Air Force and Navy scientists assures us the goals of high-frequency active auroral, research program HAARP is only to gain greater knowledge of the Earth's ionosphere. Conspiracy theorists warn that the true purpose is to gain control over communication and navigational systems as well as the weather. High-frequency active high-frequency HAARP is jointly managed by the Air Force Research Laboratory (AFRL) and the Office of Naval Research (ONR), and has a goal of achievement of greater knowledge of the physical electrical properties of the Earth's ionosphere and can affect military and civilian communication navigational systems. The program began in 1990 and it's north of Gakona, Alaska. That's where it's located. The site location, according to the official HAARP website, and there's HAARP website, is perfect on 2 accounts. The Alaskan ionosphere over HAARP can be characterized by mid-latitude auroral or polar, depending on how active the sun is at any given day. And this gives a wide variety of ionospheric conditions to study. The HAARP research facility consists of 2 major subsystems, the HF transmitter and the other scientific observational instruments that have been designed to build, which also being installed at the site. The 2 subsystems are equal in research importance. The scientific observation instruments require quiet electromagnetic location away from the cities and built-up areas. Currently, there are 48 active antennas in the array. Holy shit. The HF transmitter produces 960 kilowatts of power and has operational range of 2.8 to 8.2 MHz, which is megahertz, which is like a unit of measurement for alternating currents, I think. And when the HAARP antenna array is completed, it will consist of 180 antennas, approximately 33 acres of land, and will have a total transmitter power of 3,600 kilowatts. The official website is forthcoming in its section of frequently asked questions, and in spite of their reassuring responses, many conspiracy theorists see HAARP quite differently than do the staff members who work there. Nick Begich and his co-author Gian Manning, Angels Don't Play This HAARP, are outspoken. There's a picture. Another picture right there. Completed in 2007, the high-frequency active oral research program HAARP in Gakona, Alaska is supposedly merely a high-tech physics experiment. Conspiracists believe HAARP has a much more nefarious purpose. Alright. Motherfucking mosquitoes! About the dangers and hazards of the ONR, developing and deploying a system based on pioneering works of genius Nikola Tesla. And yes, Nikola Tesla had a part in this. And, really smart guy, but, I don't know, we just give so much credit to Edison, it's, like, retarded, like, I don't know why. Fuck Edison. Nikola Tesla, man. Many scientists, environmentalists and conspiracy researchers have taken up a warning cry first sounded by Begich and Manning. If we could conduct an interview with the representatives of the AFRL and ONR and a couple of conspiracy theorists, the discussion might go something like the following. Is HAARP capable of affecting the weather? AFRL and ONR. HAARP will not affect the weather. The energy transmitter will be negligible and easily absorbed in the troposphere and the ionosphere, the 2 levels that produce the planet's weather. The ionosphere is continuously replenished as the sun's radiation interacts with the highest levels of Earth's atmosphere, conspiracy theorists say. HAARP will boil the upper atmosphere. It is an advanced model of a ionospheric heater. HAARP is a test run for super powerful radio wave beaming technology that raises the temperature of the areas of the ionosphere by focusing a beam and heating those areas. Electromagnetic waves then bounce back to Earth, penetrating everything living and dead. Wow, this really gives me a big eye-opener on HAARP already. Better than what I could watch on YouTube probably. How long do the effects of the ionospheric heating remain? And the response: ionosphere is a turbulent medium that is always being either stirred up or renewed by the sun. Artificially induced effects are quickly eliminated depending on the height of the ionosphere where the effect is produced, and in less than a second, 10 minutes, visualize a fast-moving stream in which you drop a stone. The momentary ripples are quickly lost in the rapidly moving water within few feet are undetectable. And what the conspiracy people say: plumes of the atmospheric particles could act as lens or focusing layers and scorch some areas of the planet. Ozone levels of the atmosphere could be artificially increased and concentrated in specific areas. Is it true that HAARP can create a hole in the ionosphere? Good question. And what they say: absolutely not. Any effects created by HAARP are insignificant compared with normal and natural day and night variations that occur in the ionosphere every day. And what the conspiracy theorist says: in a burst lasting only a few minutes, HAARP will not burn a hole. It will produce a long tear slicing through the ionosphere with a gigantic knife. HAARP pumps a tremendous energy into the very delicate molecular configuration that constitutes as a multi-layer of the ionosphere. Can HAARP interfere with radio communication? And of course, the AFRL and the ONR are going to say, while some interference has been noted in the area of near Gakona, the program is committed to achieving compatibly with all other users of the electromagnetic spectrum. And they said, HAARP can be used to wipe out communications over a very large area. Specific beams can establish to form a network of communication to serve shadow government of New World Order agencies, even though the rest of the world's communication are disrupted or shut down. Are there any health hazards posed to the humans by HAARP? And of course, AFRL ONR? None! The electromagnetic fields measured at the closest public access to the site are lower than those existing in many urban environments. I don't know, it's just... It is an electromagnetic field. I don't know. Conspiracy theorists: a system could easily be developed by manipulating and disturbing human mental process through pulse radio frequency radiation. The potential applications in artificial electromagnetic fields are enormous. HAARP is the most versatile, largest radio frequency radiation transmitter in the world. Electromagnetic systems can provide coverage over large areas. They are silent and can produce mild to severe psychological disruption or perceptual distortion and disorientation. Will HAARP be used to generate ELF? No! Previous experience at the other facilities has demonstrated that it is possible to generate a small useful ELF signal through the ionospheric heating by any ELF produced in the ionosphere at around 100 km. Altitude would be 11 million times weaker than Earth's normal background field and 1 million times weaker than the level at which researchers have noticed biological effects. Conspiracy theorists. It is likely that HAARP's high-frequency emissions will be coupled with ELF to replace the submarine communication system in use today. The combination will also be utilized to transmit specific brain frequencies to urban areas to undermine the mental health of the population. New World Order agencies could use HAARP to beam ELF waves to anger, suicide, hysteria, lust, paranoia, depression, in order to make any population easy prey for invasion. Will HAARP be used for military purposes? Okay, and the response is HAARP is not designed for military purposes, and a consortium of universities has declared that HAARP meets the requirements of the world-class research facility because the Department of Defense, DoD, operates numerous communications and navigational systems whose signals depend on the reflection of the ionosphere and must pass through the ionosphere to satellites. There is obvious DoD interest in the program. Alright, I gotta make a part 2 now.